Um, the two substantial periods of my life I have, apart from America, I've lived abroad. First of all, my first job teaching in Japan in the mid-1950s, and I've been back to Japan many times. I love Japan. And then later on teaching in Libya, before Gaddafi, in the days of the old king, when I was teaching at university in the mid-60s. I'll come to that. The next poem I'm going to read is about language, the Japanese language. The Japanese have a most complicated written language in that they've got more than one written language. They combine something called Kanji, which are Chinese characters, ideograms. They combine them with two syllabaries called hiragana and katakana, ways of writing sounds. And also they use our alphabet, which they call Romaji, the Roman alphabet, ABC and so on. So these four things are learnt by Japanese and they all combine. But the kanji are the most difficult. These are the Chinese ideograms that the Japanese took over at an early stage and changed in various ways, including the way that they pronounce them. They don't say the same thing as the Chinese. And kanji I found fascinating from the first time I saw them in my mid-20s to whenever I go to Japan. And I suppose at my best, at my cleverest, at my most absorbent, I absorbed about 120 of them. But you need 2,000 to read a newspaper, so I didn't get very far. So here we go with kanji. As I walk, I notice the shapes of characters, bold on shop signs, on the indicators of buses, on the covers of magazines, on the doorposts of houses. Some I know and say to myself quietly. Others I recognise, understand, but can't remember what sound they make. Many I recognise but cannot understand, and many more always seem new, unknown. Ya, valley, is like a little house, but often pronounced in quite another way. I is a well, but looks like a word game's grid. Ishi is stone, a quarry block chiselled above. Kawa, or gawa, is easy, a river with banks. But three horizontal strokes need puzzling out. The numeral 3, but spoken sometimes as san, sometimes as mitsu, and no indication which. A rice paddy or a field is a cross in a square called da or ta, an entrance a different square, or it may be an exit. So it goes on as I walk. I am learning to read like a child and illiterate, adding and adding, here a new shape and there a new sound, and sometimes shape, sound and sense together. But it is too late. I sit in the bus and watch a 10-year-old turning page after page of characters, reading them all, not noticing what he is doing, simply becoming someone who knows, leaving me learning alone. It makes you realise what an illiterate, what a child, learning when you see these things. Anne finds it helping the local school with young readers, learning to read. The kanji are incredibly difficult. Yeah.